How's it going, everyone? Daniel here. It's time to review Mr. Robot Season 2, Episode 6, titled Master Slave. Spoiler review, make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 3 minutes to recap it, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thank you so much for joining me. This episode alone has to be one of my favorite episodes of all time of any TV show. I love Season 1 so much. It is pretty freaking great, almost near perfect for Season 1. For Mr. Robot, but Season 2 just so far has, I can't believe it, what is it, 10 episodes this season, and what are we on episode 6? We're almost done with the season. It may be 12 episodes or 13 episodes, but I think it was 10 episodes, I think it's almost 10 episodes. The season's almost done. Time's going by quick, and it's crazy how everything's been done, on how the story is, on how Sam Esmail, I may be saying that wrong, Esmail, you're fantastic, man. You literally, Mr. Robot, this episode alone, like last week I've been saying, Mr. Robot is one of my favorite TV shows out of the whole, year. This episode right here changed this Mr. Robot is my favorite show this year. Not one of the, so far right now, it's the best this year. Let's get right on to it. First, I'm going to recap. The opening alone is an old sitcom Mr. Robot style, and God. Oh my God, okay, fuck you, Sam Esmail. Fuck you, man. I love you. You did it awesome. You guys, Jesus. The sitcom, they did an intro to it, and they did the commercials and the USA back in the 80s era sort of way. Oh my God. And then they did the theme song and shit. Mr. Robot, Rami Malek, Christian Slater, he's at the doctor's and he's like, oh my God. Imagine filming those intros. You're just like talking to someone and then you're like, just like that. It's so very weird, but either way, I loved it so much. Yeah, let's get on to it, man. Old sitcom, the intro, the laughing. Elliot's like, where's that laughing coming from? It makes total sense for the character too. Alf is in there. I mean, you know what it reminded me of the most? Part of it reminded of Alf, and then Full House, and Married with Children, and a bunch of other shows. But those are what it really reminded me of, kind of like when they're driving, and it just reminded me so much of the old, obviously more mid-'80s, late 80s sitcom. And god damn, it was very well done. And I love how the sitcom lasted almost about 20 minutes. Usually a sitcom lasted around 23 minutes, so it literally lasted quite a bit. So that was cool for it. So Alf, Gideon's alive, and then he's killed again, and then Alf was like, oh, I killed you, right? I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. So anyway, Tyrell's there, and then he ends up getting killed by Mr. Robot. There's the hospital, and then we're back to regular modern day. We're not in this dream state of a 80s sitcom. We're finally back into the world of Mr. Robot. So Ray's dog, Ray's talking about his dog and everything, and how he got heartworms, and just scary things. Ray's a psychopath basically. So Elliot's in the hospital. He's breathing badly. He's beat up. Angela is learning to hack. Dominique is back in the USA and saying it was not a coincidence that these guys came to shoot us. And also she said they erased their history because they shot themselves. They did not want to get caught or not want to know things. They came to wipe us out, and then they wiped themselves out so, we wouldn't find out what they know. So this guy ends up getting a needle in his finger. He was talking to one of the Dark Army people, and he's telling things like he needed some Wi-Fi hacking equipment and shit like that, and he ends up being like, yeah, next time your boss or something, and well, he shouldn't have opened his mouth because he got like this thing in his hand, and it is pretty sick and gross. So anyway, he recognizes Angela, and then Angela's sort of like, Angela's still like, I believe it was from season 1, and Angela's looking at the guy, and it's a very weird thing, and Darlene's like, what's going on here? And all that, but she's like, I don't know. He looked familiar, but they know who they are. So she's at the FBI. Angela's there, and she has to do all that stuff where she hacks into the FBI, and then Darlene and them will take their information, and they'll take Elliot and Angela's file out so they could be scot-free, basically. She ends up talking to this FBI agent, and he's flirting with her, and he does this bad joke where he does this thing where he literally goes and he's like, hey, how does it feel every time you walk into a room and there's a guy that wants to, like, talk to you? I don't know. It was a really shitty joke, honestly. Anyway, that happens, and she's stalling and everything. She says, like, I'll meet you for lunch or something. We'll meet at, like, 12:30 or something. So she does the Wi-Fi thing, and then we find out the Wi-Fi ends up going down, so she has to bring it back up, and when she goes to this, to this cubicle, Dominique is there, and she's like, Angela Moss? Hi. Oh, are you with a call? No, I'll wait for you. Like, because she has the headphones in, so, like, you think she had, like, talking to somebody. They talk through the microphone and shit like that, or speaks, whatever. I don't know the headphones. I've never really done that before, but, yeah, they do that. And she's like, I'll wait for you. So that's kind of a scary thing there, because she's literally trying to get the Wi-Fi up and all that with just from that computer access. So Dominique finds her, and not like found her like, what are you doing? What are you doing, little missy? But she's like, Angela Moss, hi. Are you on a phone call? All right, I'll wait for you. So I don't think she's in trouble, but, well, is that her cubicle? I don't think that's her cubicle. She didn't go back to work. I think that's somebody else's, because she's still in the FBI building. Elliot is locked in a room, and then there's a flashback where Elliot gets to name his dad's store, which he'll name it Mr. Robot. Also, his dad is sick. I believe he has cancer or something where he's just pretty poorly sick. So what did I think about this episode overall, guys? First off, let's get into it. The opening, the whole sitcom thing, that was genius. It was done very well. It was cheesy. It was fun. Part of it was funny. The mom was knocking out Darlene all the time. She was playing the Game Boy. I thought it was just smart the way it was done. The way the effects were. The green screen. Tyrell's running away and then he hits the backdrop and everything. It was so done so well. And fuck. Why is Mr. Robot, every opening, why is it so good? Why? How is this guy possible, Sam Esmail, to write this stuff? Like, he's a fucking genius, man. I can't believe that they've, and I said this before, and I'm going to stay to it. Every time I see Mr. Robot, I feel dirty. I feel like I should be paying to watch this, you know what I mean? I feel like I should pay, like, $8 to see this on the big screen. Like, I would pay to see this every week. Like, no one could see Mr. Robot only in theaters every week, at a special time. I'd be there. I'd be there and watch it on the big screen. I don't care. I'd pay $8, $10 each episode. I know that's a little too far-fetched. But the way it's done, I feel like I should be paying to watch this. Not, for USA. Yeah, I mean, I get all these other channels and I'm sitting down and watching the show for free. I feel like I should be paying. And I know that's stupid. Maybe it's like, but, it's well done. It's a very well done show that I feel like I should be paying to see this show. So anyway, I don't want to pay for the show, but I feel like I should be paying for the show. So the opening, it's just intense and pure darkness. The directing, the cinematography, the acting, of course, as always, the basics are awesome there. The ending of the episode, the dialogue. I love how, I'm thinking, like, is he going to say Mr. Robot? How does he come up with the name Mr. Robot? So what do you want to name it, buddy? Directed by Sam Esmail. Fuck. The flashbacks, too. I mean, basically with Christian Slater. It was funny to see, Christian Slater be the modern day Mr. Robot and then do when he was still Elliot's dad and then to the Dream State sitcom like Mr. Robot. So that was something there. Also seeing Tyrell. I'm glad we didn't see Tyrell's wife because I would have really had a bitch fit. But seeing Tyrell, I thought we didn't really get to see him, but that was the actor and everything. That may prove a point because what did Mr. Robot, what did he do to Tyrell? Is he hiding Tyrell somewhere? Is he protecting Tyrell? Did he kill Tyrell? Where is Tyrell? Well, Mr. Robot definitely, it showed Gideon get killed in the sitcom, and Tyrell, he must be badly injured or killed. So, yeah. So that's happening. The only con, oh, and also Angela's situation. I forgot to say that everything with Angela was intense. I think that was the most intense things that when I said intense, that's what I meant with Angela and her whole situation there. Heart beating fast. It's a lot to process and not an easy job. And she had to try to learn how to hack within a day, and she learned as much as she could with the time frame she had. So pretty intense. Also, I love reading subtitles when the guy was talking Chinese to the other guy. I love the subtitles. I love to read the subtitles like, "Hey man, you can't do that." "Yeah, I can." You know what I mean? Like, "Dog." I don't know why I said that, but still, I'm usually good at doing that one thing where it's like, "Dog." Where you just when you like it's off sync when it's like, "Dog." But I can't do it that good right now. But I used to do it super well. Like, everyone at school used to laugh when I did that. Well, they were laughing at me, I think. But I think they were laughing at my joke, too. I was like, "Dog." But, it's hard to do. Anyway, the cons for this episode. The things I didn't like. Dominique coming back, not showing aftermath. Not showing the aftermath of when the shooting. You would think they would go back to the shooting and they would show police arriving, or they would show medics, or we would see the aftermath of it all. Maybe that was a deleted scene. Maybe they cut that out. Maybe they never filmed it. But Dominique was just back in the USA, and she was like, "It's not a coincidence, sir. You were there." "Yeah, but I was in my hotel room. Lucky enough for me." And you know what I mean? Like, I felt like they should have showed the aftermath of the shooting and everything. So I felt kind of like, really? She's back in the USA? That's it? Like, they got out clean, And last but not least, Angela taking forever to speak. And let me get this. Last week, we had the thing where Dominique was looking at the clocks, and the guy was like, "Are you lost?" BD Wong and everything, like, and she took forever to speak too. Like, she's looking for the bathroom, and now she goes on this 25-minute long journey with BD Wong. The same thing here, and I know it's but let's be realistic. Let's be real. Let's not sugarcoat this shit. Let's not put some fucking creamer in that coffee there. No, let's be serious. The whole thing with Angela and the guy's talking to her, and he's like, "Hey, you've never been on this floor before. What are you doing here?" He's like, "Ding, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong." That game show thing. It's like, ding, dong. And then she's like thinking of an option to say something. It's like, just say something. I know you're, but you're just like that. You're just like, "I'm here. I'm visiting." Like, why don't you just say, "Oh, I'm here. I gotta do something real quick." Like, just say something. I mean, I know that's what made it intense. Don't get me wrong. That's what made it super freaking intense. And like, what are you gonna say, Angela? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking points off. I'm just saying, fuck, answer the guy. Like, speak up. I mean, like, you're literally like 40 seconds of not talking, and it's like, you're cringing me out. Say something. I'm just saying, let's not sugarcoat that shit. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were thinking the same thing. Just answer the guy. Make up something. I mean, Angela. Come on, you know what to. You know how to say. Like, she wasn't even listening to Darlene. Really, she was just kind of. Darlene was talking, but Angela's not even paying attention to Darlene either. She's just kind of. Say something. That's all I'm asking for. Other than that, I'm gonna have to give this episode, man, a solid A. This show just keeps on. Every week surprises me. Every single week. I love this show a lot. This episode's one of my favorite episodes in history of TV. Just the sitcom alone, the music, the commercials, the writing, the directing, the Elliot situation, Angela situation, very intense. And then Dominique ended up catching Angela, not catching her, but being in front of her, and that kind of mixed up what's going on, because something tells me it's not going to end very well by the end of the season. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You can comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about Mr. Robot. You can also hit the like button if you enjoyed the review. Share it with your friends. And like I said, hit that subscribe button for more. I'll see you next week for more Mr. Robot. I review movies, TV shows, trailer reactions. I live stream on video games, so check out the channel. I really would appreciate that. Till next time, love you all. Bye-bye.